It is indeed tragic that the entire world is jostling for the Nobel Peace Prize for Donald J. Trump, America's current president. It is sad to see world leaders behave like pathetic supplicants at the high table, pleading, exhorting, promising the Nobel Peace Prize to a man who stands for nothing at all. No integrity, no noble intent, and no purpose. Donald J. Trump has used the art of bullying in everything he does, whether it is so-called global peace, whether it is bringing people together, whether it is trade deals. And here you have the entire world going up to this man and saying, "Oh, Mr. President, you are a worthy winner of the Nobel Peace Prize." The Nobel Peace Prize has had many luminaries as past winners. To name a few, from Mother Teresa to Nelson Mandela to the International Red Cross, these are people who changed people's lives. These were people and organizations which stood for bringing a better global order, for bringing more humanism into humanity, for helping people rebuild their lives no matter where they were living. They were people and institutions which no one had a problem with. And here today, you have global leaders going to the White House, offering the Nobel Peace Prize to a man who stands for nothing, a man who has no beliefs, a man who doesn't even work for America but works for Trump Incorporated. What will this do to the brand of the Nobel Peace Prize? What will it do to the brand of global peace? Do we really want the Nobel Peace Prize to be a tool for bargaining, to be a tool of exhortation and extortion? Or do we want the Nobel Peace Prize to continue to stand for what it has always stood for? The upliftment of humanity epitomized by an individual or an organization. It is not something that can be bought, that can be bullied into, and that can create some level of perverse differentiation. And this polarity will bite not just the Nobel Prize Committee, the Norwegian committee which actually gives the Nobel Peace Prize should think and think hard. Do they want this to be the legacy of the Nobel Peace Prize? We cannot have a world where a global leader using financial and military muscle now muscles his way into the Nobel Peace Prize. The damage to the brand is going to be incalculable, and it has begun. The fact that people are lobbying on behalf of Donald J. Trump for his Nobel Peace Prize is a terrible signal to the world. It is a signal that A, things can be bought, B, you can bully your way, and C, that no one cares. But Donald J. Trump should know that the entire world doesn't think like him. This is not the MAGA merchandise shop where you can buy the Nobel Prize. And my appeal to all these global leaders, not that they listen, is think hard. Because today you're doing this in order to make a deal. But there's more to life than a deal. There's more to life than giving in to a bully. And there's more to life than replacing cowardice with a Nobel Prize. Because if this happens, people will lose faith not only in the Nobel Academy, they will lose faith in the definition of peace, they will lose faith in humanity, and they will lose faith in equitable justice. And is that the world we want? Do we want a world where inequality will continue to be perpetrated by a few at the cost of the many? Do we really want a world where some of the most revered awards and revered honors are now available on an exchange? I don't think we do. I don't think this should happen. And I hope wisdom prevails more than just cowardice and bullying. Thank you.